all of them put in 10K, they reach that 50K minimum, they're able to participate in a deal that they otherwise couldn't. It's a great way to test out new sponsors and start to build relationships and diversify your portfolio as you're a newer investor and starting out.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today on the Gentle Art of Crushing It show, where we focus on learning and sharing with our listeners all there is to know about how to create success in our lives. This show stands on the shoulders of giants. Our mission is to empower and inspire our listeners to create the life of their dreams whilst having a blast in the process. Let's celebrate life together. Welcome to the show.
All right, welcome back to the Gentle Art of Crushing It podcast, Passive Investing Edition. My name's Randy Smith, and I'll be your host today. And I'm really excited to have a friend of mine, Brittany Barchalk, with us today. Brittany's going to walk us through her journey to passive investing and tell us about some really cool tools that her and her company share with us. So, Brittany, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Randy. Excited to be here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you as well. So, Brittany, why don't you just kind of jump in and tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us a little bit about Tribevest, if you can, and just your journey around passive investing.
Of course, yeah. So Brittany Barchalk, I am the head of marketing at Tribevest. We're a group investment platform, so we make it easy, safe, and transparent to invest with a group. So people have been doing this since the beginning of time. Like, people have come together as a tribe to pool resources and get to better places and level up together. And so we're just taking that and streamlining it when it comes to the investment world. So we've really built this platform on how to give visibility into group investments. And we'll talk more about that as we get into the show. But I'm the head of marketing, and I've been in the startup space for going on 6 years now. Really familiar with, I live in Columbus, Ohio, and have been with 3 startups here, and Tribevest is the latest one. And it's been fun. It's my first introduction into kind of the fintech space, and being with passive investors as our audience and who we're marketing to. I've just learned so much in my over a year time being with the company. So yeah, super excited to be here and talk more about Tribevest, and then I can even talk a little bit about my personal journey as a passive investor.
Are you interested in real estate investing but don't know where to get started, or think you don't have the time or money? Are you stuck in your W-2 because the golden handcuffs make it hard to walk away? If this sounds like you, check out impactequity.net and schedule some time to talk with the founder, Randy Smith. Randy went from massive income to leaving his W-2 through passive income, and he can help you do the same. www.impactequity.net.
So you went the startup route, very, very different than myself. I was a corporate America guy for 25 years. So to me, I think, oh my gosh, what a glutton for punishment, doing this 3 different times. It's a different world in startup world than it is in corporate America, I suspect.
Yeah. I started out in corporate America. I worked for a bank and learned a lot there about, business processes and all of that. But yeah, really took the leap into my first startup and really haven't looked back since. So yeah,
awesome.
I'm earning my PhD in startups, I think, on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and I'm just curious, not that we have to spend a lot of time here, but are you a virtual person, or does Tribevest actually have corporate headquarters, an office, that type of thing? Or
we have an office in Columbus. We have most of our team is actually in Columbus, which is pretty cool. But we do have teammates throughout the country as well.
Got it. Okay. Yep. Well, very good. Well, I very specifically brought you on because I want to hear about your passive investing journey, but I also want to dig in to this great tool that is offered through your company, Tribevest. My organization, as you know, I help bring investors to really great operators and really great deals to place their passive investment dollars. And you guys have a tool that allows group investing. So can you let's dumb this thing down as much as you can? Like, what is group investing? Like, why would they need to work with somebody like you guys to help facilitate that?
Yeah. So especially in passive investing, but it just happens in all investing because we have all sorts of tribes on our platform. But people form partnerships to kind of pull their capital together and invest in something. And so before Tribevest, really this was done like really manually and kind of archaically almost. Like you would have to go try to form an LLC and like maybe go to like LegalZoom or something to get that entity, and they've streamlined that process. But then you would be like, oh, like we have to get a business bank account for this thing, and how do we go about that? And it's going to take like 3 weeks to even figure that out and get it open. And then you got to like have some sort of legal binding document. And how do we go about getting an operating agreement? Do we need to go to an attorney for that? And then how do we just like see everything that's happening? Like how much capital is each person putting into the investment, and how are the distributions being split up? And just it's a really complex thing that can be just really strung out through like spreadsheets and manual processes that makes it really hard and challenging to keep your group together. Like you have to have a strong foundation from the start, and there really was nothing out there for that before Tribevest. So that's kind of what happened with Travis, our CEO, and his brothers. They wanted to go on this passive investing journey as a group, and there just really wasn't a great tool out there to help streamline their process. And they really honestly almost didn't even get started because of all the hurdles and blockers that they had. So that's kind of where the idea came from, the origin story, and then kind of where we are today. We've created a software platform that enables any group to come on, form an LLC, open a business bank account, start contributing capital and deploying that into an investment within like 72 hours. Like it's really, really streamlined, and we're really proud of it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So as you mentioned, there was a huge need for this. And I have spent hours and hours on Arizona Corporation Commission site and trying to get bank accounts set up, and then just all the crazy paperwork that's required to do this. And of course, you want to do everything within compliance and follow the laws and make sure you don't have any type of exposure. So when I came across the Tribevest offering through our mutual partnership with Left Field Investors, it was like, oh my God, the water's parted. The skies, it was just unbelievable to find this. So very, very interesting. So essentially what you're saying is, two or more investors can come together and pool their dollars, and your entity will create a business entity, they'll create a banking account relationship, and they'll also create a portal that everybody has access and can see everything, all in one spot for one nominal fee in a very short amount of time, it sounds like.
Yeah, we're a software as a service company, and we're really proud of that. So what we're offering is if you come in as what I like to say, a do-it-yourself tribe, and you want to kind of self-service that, it's only $348 for the year and $49 a month. So yeah, it's this nominal fee to really get a streamlined service that sets you up with success from the start. Like that foundation is put in place, and you can go off and invest with confidence. And that's really like the whole premise, is that we want to provide that transparency, we want to provide that safety, and we want to provide that ease, so you can do what you do best, which is talk to your group and decide on what deals you want to get into and kind of learn and grow from one another. And all that kind of back office businessy stuff is taken care of for you from the get-go.
Yeah, really interesting. So it's something that I run into quite a bit. And as a passive investor, it's exciting for me also. Let's say, a newer investor, they might only have like 25 or 50 grand, or even less than that they want to put into investments. And, I always encourage my investors to try to spread their dollars across as many deals as they possibly can. And if you're only coming with 25 grand, quite often most investors are really only going to have maybe one opportunity, because not even a lot of operators take $25,000 investments. So do you see a lot of people getting diversification from this tool, or is it more just spreading their dollars across more deals so they can see more opportunities?
Yeah, those are both great use cases for why people use Tribevest. So it's either to get into a deal that they couldn't on their own. So they're getting in at a lower minimum, maybe at like 10 or 25K, and they're going to hit that direct minimum with a group of 5 people. So all of them put in 10K, they reach that 50K minimum, and they're able to participate in a deal that they otherwise couldn't. And it's a great way to test out new sponsors and start to build relationships and diversify your portfolio as you're, a newer investor and starting out. So yeah, all of those reasons are why people use Tribevest.
I love it. Well, let's kind of talk about the nuts and the bolts of it. What if you have 2 to 5 people, let's say, that are interested in doing a tribe? What's the process look like? How do they get started?
Yeah. So if you want to just do the self-service tribe, our platform makes it really easy. So all you would do is go to our website and click get started. And you just need one person from your tribe to lead that effort. And we call them the founder. So they're really the person that's rallying the people together that are in the group, and they're taking the initiative to kick this off. Within like 5 minutes, you can get onto our platform. And basically the first step of the process is that you're going to schedule an onboarding call with our onboarding specialist, and they're going to help walk you through this process. But our platform's pretty self-service to begin with. And once you get into the platform, you're going to file your LLC. And that LLC can be filed in any of the 50 states. It's just a direct pass-through cost, so we don't make any money on it. And once that LLC is filed, or I should say, you can upload your own LLC as well. So if you have an LLC that you want to repurpose or bring to the platform, you can upload it as well. So that's the very first step to creating the tribe. And then once that LLC comes back from whatever state you filed in, so we are waiting on the EIN and the articles of organization to come back. The really awesome thing that I can't stress enough is that we open the business bank account within minutes of the EIN coming back. So
Amen.
that's like unheard of.
That is a big deal. I was sharing before we started recording, literally I spent almost 3 hours at a bank just a couple of weeks ago getting a partnership bank account set up. And it was just maddening that the hoops that we had to jump through. They wanted my partners, who are literally all over the world, wanted them to be in the same location with me to get this thing set up. And I'm just kicking myself because I could have just come to you and got this set up myself.
Yeah.
So that in and of itself is well worth the annual fees you'll pay on this thing. So
yep, for sure. Yep. And it's a full service bank account. Like, you get all the visibility into it. You can wire in, you can ACH in, you can wire out. You see all the comings and goings of the dollars. Like, it is just a full service bank account. Like, you even can get a debit card for it if you want to. So
love it.
yeah, it really just comes with all of it. And we do a really bad job of emphasizing of how quick and just powerful our business bank account that is on the platform.
Did you guys partner with a regional bank or one of the larger banks? You guys are not a bank yourselves, I don't suspect. So are you partnering with a bank?
Yeah, so we have a banking relationship with Blue Ridge Bank, NA, and they're out of North Carolina, I believe. But yeah, it's just a really simple, streamlined integration. And then everyone that joins the tribe will be able to link their source account to the tribe account. So so that'll help streamline your contribution that goes into the business bank account. And then if you have distributions that are coming out, it can be linked also. So yeah, it's just really, really streamlined.
And now I know a lot of our investors, they're investing through, and of course, we're not ever giving investment advice or tax advice, anything like that. But a lot of folks are actually leveraging self-directed IRAs or solo 401ks. Is that an option with with your offering as well?
Yep. So and SD IRAs are like really like that's a whole thing, and that could be a business in itself solving that that whole side of the house. But yes, so if we can however we can get the funds in from your SDIRA or 401k, yes, we can do it. And then the same thing for going out for distributions. We would just need to know like what the custodian's process is for that, because every custodian does it differently. But yeah, we'll work with you to get those funds for your investment.
And a little silent plug for Advanta IRA. They are, in my experience, the best SD IRA to work with, because you get a dedicated account manager and an onboarding specialist, and they're just absolutely amazing. And I don't get reimbursed anything from them. It's just I have dealt with so many bad SD IRAs, so I understand that look that was on your face when I asked the question, because gosh, there's a lot of bad ones out there. So thank goodness you guys work with SD IRAs, and I
Yep.
don't have to do that. So thank you.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, I think it's becoming more and more popular for people to be utilizing that strategy and pulling their money out of there to go invest passively. So, yes, we definitely accommodate those accounts.
I love it. Yeah, and I'm wondering, I want to back up just a little bit. One thing we didn't talk about, and one thing that really falls in alignment with impact equity and what I try to bring to as investors, is there's so many people out there that don't know anything at all about this passive investing space. They don't know anything about private placements. And the general objection or the belief is that you've got to have 50 or 100 or 250 grand to get involved in these types of deals. And your solution makes it so easy with somebody with as little as even 10,000 or even less, I've
Yeah.
seen. So that was the thing that really attracted us to your offering, because our goal is to make these amazing investment tools available to the entire population. So I think that's a big thing that I've been beating the drum for about a year and a half, 2 years now. But it's something that hopefully in connection and combination with guys and vendors like you guys will be able to continue to educate this audience. So
Yeah, we believe in the power of accessibility, and everyone should be able to access private placement deals. And it just because like it's different from the private markets and there's a lot of education that goes behind it doesn't mean that you can't get in because you don't have a direct minimum amount to get in with a sponsor. Like it shouldn't be that way. And so I think that's really why like fractionalized investing has become so popular. And but like using Tribevest, like you yourself, when you create that business entity with your tribe mates, you're becoming an owner, and that's so powerful, like to have that ownership and go invest in, you know, these private placement deals. And it's you leveling up with your tribe mates. And so like that's really the power of the Tribevest platform, is being able to use your group and to level up together and to just keep learning and growing. Like you said, like you don't have to have that 50K minimum to come in. Like if you have 10K or even less, like just form a tribe and start to add up those dollars over time. You can make monthly contributions to the tribe. So it doesn't have to be this lofty goal that seems unattainable ever. Like me, myself, I'm a non accredited investor, and I invested in my first deal earlier this year through a tribe, and I put $10,000 in, and that's a lot for me. But I did it because I see the power of it, and yeah, just wanted to dip my toe in. And the best way to do that is by doing, like taking action. And so I think the tribe is just it's a safe way to do it, and it's a great way to learn and grow together. So that's what we believe in. Yeah, just learning and growing together in the power of the tribe. It can really take you places. So,
I
yeah.
love it. Yeah, no, I think it's great in combining. As somebody of your age, I don't know how old you are, but I know you're clearly younger than I am. I'll say that. It's neat to see, though, that you have the opportunity to do that, and you're leaps and bounds ahead of even myself. I didn't even find private placements until I was almost 45 years old. So to be starting that journey at a younger age, I think is just amazing. And when you couple that with potentially even an SD IRA, it really makes this available to just a much, much broader group. So now I'm curious if maybe we can shift gears. So Tribevest and I have partnered now on our third tribe, where I am using it as a tool to basically attach to my current offerings that have higher minimums. And then you guys are essentially managing that whole process for me through another tool that you have. Can you talk about that a little bit? I know it's not available to the general public, but how are we
Yeah.
connected and how is that working? Yeah.
Yeah, so that product is called what we call Open Tribes, and yeah, like people like you, Randy, who are raising capital for a deal and want to get people in at a lower minimum. It's a really great way to allow new investors in and diversify their portfolio. And so the main difference with Open Tribe versus the DIY tribe, as I call it, is that there's no founder. So you're really coming together around a deal, and Tribevest is managing it from start to finish. Um, and basically, what that means is we're setting up that LLC for the tribe, and everyone's coming in and putting in their capital contributions, signing an operating agreement and a master service agreement, and then we're deploying that capital into the deal. And the really cool part about it is that we're servicing it for the life of the deal. So every single year, we're taking care of the K1s that come back into the entity and splitting them up for each individual investor. And then if the deal has distributions, we are doing those on a quarterly basis for the tribe, and then also doing the communication. So keeping them up to date with everything that's happening. I know, Randy, you do a good job at that, but with our other open tribes, the communication piece really helps too. Um, and then we do dissolution. So, dissolution is something that's often forgotten about, but every tribe comes to an end eventually. And so, we offer the dissolution of the LLC and the business bank account as part of that service. So, just really like streamlining everything from beginning to end. And yeah, it's a really great way, and you're leveraging it in a really great way to allow more new investors to participate in your deals below the direct minimum.
I love it. And for an entity like Impact Equity, it's really, really powerful for me to just leverage this partnership to handle that entire piece. Not that I don't want to have conversations with all of those folks on a monthly or quarterly basis, but if you guys can handle the administration portion for me on that, then I can continue to focus on what I do best, which is educating and inspiring the new guys about new opportunities. So okay, well,
Right.
good. So that's a really, really cool tool that I love. And I've done it on now 3 different offerings and will likely do it on my higher minimum threshold opportunities going forward. And you guys have one final offering for kind of like the super user.
Yeah.
The guy who maybe has a bunch of friends or wants to pull a bunch of dollars. Can you talk about that briefly?
Yeah, so the final offering is called Tribevest Pro, and it's really leveraging kind of a combination of our DIY tribe and the open tribe, and what we call a super LP. So if you're like an LP that has been, in a couple deals and maybe they've come full cycle and you've got a network of people and you're really wanting to start to leverage a group of people to get preferred terms from a sponsor, you can use Tribevest Pro. So it's kind of, you can take it and do, like, you're the founder of the tribe and participating in the deal, but you also get the full service benefits of the taxes, the K1 taxes, and then the distribution. So all of that streamlining, like Randy, you said, like, you don't want to manage the back end piece, like that. like the back office admin piece, that's really the non-sexy part is what we handle. Like that is what we do, and we're good at it. And then you're out there doing what you do best, which is building relationships and talking to investors. And so it's really a great partnership. And yeah, Tribevest Pro is just another application of where you can leverage a group of people to get preferred terms.
I love it. Tribevest, the less than sexy approach to passive investing. I can see the banner now. Very nice. Very good. Very good. Well, this has been awesome. I don't want to belabor the point. I mean, in a gist, this Tribevest offering that you guys have, the many different offerings, it allows you to bring dollars together. It's a great administrative function that takes a lot of those challenges off of the investor's desk and really just makes it clean and precise and, managed seamlessly. And it's been an amazing addition, not only to my own personal investing journey, but for dozens and dozens of other investors in my community and network as well. So thank you guys for what you're doing. I think you're providing an amazing service to the investing community. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, I love the partnership and you leveraging the tool. And yeah, just providing that accessibility for investors is just so important. So
I love it.
appreciate you, Randy.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if I told you this beforehand, but I got a few questions I ask all of my podcast guests. So I'm going to do that real quickly here. Since this audience is the newer passive investor, do you have any educational resources that you or Tribevest might suggest to the passive investor that's just getting started?
Yeah, so we do have like a lot of good resources on our website. We do have a passive investing masterclass that's on there. We did it with left field investors. So if you are brand new to the passive investing world, Jim Pfeiffer is excellent and he does a really great job of just explaining everything in layman's terms. So it's really it's like a 9-part series and it's on our website. So you can go to tribevest.com and you'll see it under resources. And then just for me personally, I read The Hands-Off Investor, and I thought that was just a really great book that I could probably read several times and still pick up new things out of. But I've marked that up, and I think it's just a really good tool when you're like getting into deal flow and deal analysis to leverage. So
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for listeners that have been listening for a long time, they hear that book suggested time after time after time. And I'm a huge fan of Left Field Investors. I've interviewed all of the founders. I'm a member of the infield. I just absolutely love that community. And it really was a big part of inspiring impact equity as well, because they're doing on a much, much larger scale what I'm trying to do with impact equity by inspiring and educating the passive investor. So really good suggestions. Thank you.
Yeah.
Kind of a fun one. Do you have a recent bucket list item that you checked off your list? Or do you have one maybe in the coming 6 to 9 months to a year that you're hoping to check off?
I don't know that it will be checked off in a year, but I do have a big bucket list item. So I am a marathon runner and I'm actually running the Berlin Marathon in Germany in September. But my bucket list item is to run all of the world major marathons, which there are 6 in total, and Berlin will be number 3 for me. So I'm looking to do that. And yeah.
Fantastic. That's amazing.
Yeah, hopefully
That's
my body.
why I asked this question. Yeah, because I would never know that. That's amazing. So I'm a marathoner and a triathlete myself. It's been a couple of years since I've raced, but I have Boston Marathon on one of my bucket list items in the near future. But my last marathon, I think, was a 3:40 something. So I've got a long way to go before I qualify for Boston. But what's your best time so far? I'm just curious.
I've run 3:17.
Have you really? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yep, I ran Boston last year. I've run Chicago and then running Berlin in September. So I'll have Tokyo, London, and New York left. So
fantastic. What a great way to see the world, too. Although you need to go and see the place before you run because you probably are on your butt for a couple of days like I am after marathon. So maybe
we're doing that. Well, we're doing the opposite when we go to Germany. My husband's a runner too, so he's running with me in Berlin. But we're going to get out there a few days beforehand and then run and then somehow hobble around for like an additional week and a half and
Very
sightsee. So,
good.
so
Very
we'll see
good.
how it goes.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, maybe you can do kind of the resting and relaxing portion the couple days following. That'll be great.
Yeah.
So very cool. All right. Well, Brittany, how can everybody find you and Tribevest and learn more about what it is that you guys are offering?
Yeah, so we're on all the social media channels, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, we're there. But you can go to tribevest.com. We've got a bunch of great resources out there. And then if anyone wants to reach out to me directly, my email is brittany@tribevest.com. And yeah, happy to talk to anyone about Tribevest. And I'm sure Randy is happy to talk about Tribevest as well.
Absolutely. And all of you entrepreneurs out there that are doing startups, please don't go out there and chase Brittany down and steal her away. We need her at least for the next couple of years with Tribevest. So not to stunt your career growth there, but please stay where you're at. So she's been a great partner. All right. Well, very good. Well, thank you again so much for coming. And always to the audience, we suggest that you continue to get educated and get inspired about this passive investing space. But more importantly than that, like make a decision to invest in your first deal before some amount of time that passes. Tools like what Brittany and Tribevest are offering make it easier than ever to do that. And we're so convinced that once you invest in your first passive deal, that you'll continue to move more and more of your capital over to the space, because you just cannot decrease your dependence on your W-2 like you can with passive investing. So Brittany, thanks again for being here. Audience, thank you for being here. And we'll look forward to having another great episode next Thursday.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of The Gentle Art of Crushing It. It was an amazing episode. We know we sure learned a lot, and we hope you did as well. We want to take a second and thank you so much for viewing or listening to this episode. And please just know that we only ask for one favor, and that is to make this life magnificent. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.